Okay, so we will go back to the screen share and see how we are going to do it. Still people getting added. Oh. Okay. Okay, so the first equation I have taken already. Now the second equation that I have is 2x minus 4y. 2x minus 4y. That's going to be equal to negative 20. For those who are doing, you can still continue doing it. Only in case you want to see it on the graspable max, please keep looking at this also. So I'll just have this one arranged on two different sides. So these are the two equations that I'm going to solve using the substitution method. So I'm going to first take the first equation. This is my equation 1. The numbers are not there, but you have to imagine this is 1 and this is 2. So first equation I'm going to take and I'm going to write x in terms of y. So what I do, I take both the 3 and y from here and transpose it to the other side. Automatically you can see it has become negative 3y. Now the next step I have to do is I have to take the 2 and bring it down to the side. Can you see? It has got that division symbol there. If you want further, split it like this. It will show 11 by 2 minus 3 by 2 times y. And if you want, you can show this again as 5.5. So these are the steps that we have done. Is that clear? If you want, you can keep it like this only. Why? Because I have given you an idea. This is having a 2 here. So that 2 and this denominator 2 will get cancelled. So if you don't require this, you can undo these steps. Say I undo the last 2 steps. Even this step I think I can undo. Let me see. It's not taking that. Okay, fine. Never mind. So I'm just showing it as a partial fraction. Now this is my third equation that I've got, or this, anyone. So I get the value of x in terms of y, and I'm going to substitute this x in the second equation that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this x and put it here. Can you see immediately it is getting substituted there? The 11 by 2 minus 3y by 2 is getting substituted in place of x, right? See, this is how it happened. You had the x there in the second equation, which is getting substituted with this. This is equation 3. You started with equation 1. This is equation 3. So substituting 3 in 2. This is your 2. So in the place of x, I have put 11 by 2 minus 3y by 2. Now what I have to do, I have to multiply this 2 with both the terms inside. See, it's multiplying. Got it? Now when I multiply this, can you see the steps coming on? Now next maybe I'll do this. I will move down, so I will scroll down a little. Maybe I show you all the steps that I have done. So far we have reached here. You can keep doing it on your own also. Now next is what I have to do is the division. Can you see what happened? So the division is done. Those 2 steps also I will show you. Alright, this is how it has come. Then I have to take these 2 are like terms. Maybe I can add them. Both are negative, so it has become negative 7y. I'm just scrolling down still to show you all the steps that we have done so far. Next what? I take the 11 to the other side. The positive 11 will go as the negative 11. Did you see that? Then I add these 2 numbers. Both are negative, so you will add them and put the same symbol. Next what? I'll bring the negative 7 here. That's a division. Correct? So I'll just scroll down a little. I think almost all the steps are visible till now. Now this division is what I have to show. So y has become 5. Alright. So all this you are doing it step by step. I am just showing it on graspable max. Then now this y has to go back here. This is my equation 3. The y value that I have got, I have to take it down to, I have to take it to where? The third equation there. No, y is not moving. Okay, you can go and substitute it there. I am in the transformation only. Why it's not moving? Because the page is too long. Okay, so let me see how I can. The whole thing is selected. Okay, my mouse is also not. Okay, so this is my y, which I have to substitute it here. So if I put y is equal to 5 here, what will happen? 11 by 2 minus 15 by 2, right? So 11 by 2 minus 15 by 2 will become negative 4 by 2, which will give my value of x as negative 2. Did you get it? I am unable to push it there because this is not getting selected. Should be possible. I don't know why it's not getting possible that way. There is a problem with my mouse. Okay. Okay, never mind. Did you get x is equal to negative 2 and y is equal to 5? So all of you get it? Yeah, because only one step I am unable to show you here. This is easier.
To negative 1.
Negative 1 is it coming? Let me see what's the equation there.
No, ma'am, negative 2.
Negative 2 only because your y is 5. Right?
X is equal to negative.
Yeah, I don't know why voice is breaking.
X is equal to negative 2. M is equal to negative 1.
M we are not yet gone. Yeah, please. Wait.
Negative.
So x is equal to negative 2 and your y is equal to 5. Now substitute it back in the equation given, which is y is equal to mx plus 2. So that also we have to take. So we will type that y is equal to mx. M I can't select here. Okay, I have to write it then. Okay, maybe I can give it here. Mx plus 2. Okay, this is my final equation that I have. So when I have my x and y substituted here, that is y is 5 and your x is negative 2, then you will get your m is equal to negative 1 or positive 1. What did you get it as?
Mx plus 3. Ma'am, mx plus 3. Y is equal to mx plus 3.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, mx plus 3, sorry. I have to change that day. I don't know what happened to my mouse. Shit. It's not moving. Okay, I think I'll come back to the board. This is troubling me too much. I'll just come back there. Yeah. I think we'll go back to the board because there is some technical lag here. I'm not able to address it and I'm losing time, which I don't want. Okay. So you got your y is equal to 5 and your m is equal to negative 2. So when you go back and substitute it in the equation, that is, this is the second one we are doing, y is equal to mx plus 3. We simply solve to get the value of y as 5 and x is equal to negative 2. And hence, when you write it in that equation, you get it like this. 5 equals negative 2 times m plus 3. Right? So the 3 will be transposed here. You will have 5 minus 3 equals negative 2 times m, which will be 2, which is equal to negative 2 times m. Or m is equal to 2 by negative 2, which will make it negative 1. Alright, so this is how you will do this problem here. Now try the third one now. We'll look at the third problem now where you have to frame the equation and come back. So let me see how I can do it. Maybe I had to move my system a little. Could you complete the previous one? Now the next set of problems is to frame the equation and then solve it. So we will quickly frame the equations, the solutions I will leave it to you. Alright, so write the assumptions, frame the equation, leave a page to solve. We will quickly try to discuss all the problems here. So I'm just reading the first one in the third main. We will take down the assumptions and frame the equations, and we will say we will do the solutions on our own. Now let us see the first problem. The difference between two numbers is 26 and one number is 3 times the other. Find the two numbers. So I have two numbers. So let the numbers be x and y because we are talking about two variables. So I clearly can take it as two variables x and y. So it is given that the difference between the numbers, we assume that x is bigger than y. So x minus y is given as 26. The difference between the numbers. And one number is 3 times the other. I have assumed that x is bigger than y. That's why I am able to subtract it like this. So if x is bigger than y or larger than y, then I can write one number is 3 times the other. Because x is big, it is 3 times of y. So I got two equations. So x is equal to 3y can be written as x minus 3y equals 0. So this is one equation and this is another equation. So you have your two equations with two variables, right? The difference between two numbers is given as 26 and one number is 3 times the other. So you got the two equations. Now using the substitution method, you should know how to solve it. Please leave one page there. We will quickly discuss the remaining problems also. The larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. Find them. So two supplementary angles. What do you know about supplementary angles?
Mom, they sum up to 180 degrees.
Because we have two angles, we will tell let the angles be x and y. Because it is said they are supplementary, the first equation is very simple. X plus y becomes 180 degrees. That's the first information. The second one that was given was one angle is smaller than the other by 18. That means the difference between the two angles is 18. You understand? It is told that the two angles are supplementary. So x plus y will become 180. It is also said the second condition that we have is the difference or one angle is 18 degrees less than the other. Means what? When I subtract them, their difference will be 18. That's exactly my second condition. So this is my equation 1 and this is my equation 2. So again, you will use the substitution method to solve the two equations. Leave a page there. Just the assumptions and the framing of equations we are doing. Solving, I think I can leave it to you. That's why I'm leaving it there. Right, now look at the third one. The coach of a cricket team buys 7 bats and 6 balls for rupees 3,800. Later, she buys 3 bats and 5 balls for rupees 1,750. Find the cost of each bat and each ball. So what is asked only will become your assumption. Let the cost of one bat equals rupees X and one ball will be rupees Y. This is my assumption. Okay. So I have first purchases. The first condition I have. What is the purchase done? I buy 7 bats and 6 balls. If one bat is costing X, 7 bats will cost 7X and 6 balls will cost 6Y. So when I add these two, I have brought bats and balls together. The total cost is 3,800. So this is my first equation. Alright. Then later on when she goes for the second purchase, she has purchased 3 bats and 5 balls. And the cost was 1,750. So that's my second equation. It's very simple. Are you able to follow? So leave the page there because you have to solve them using the substitution method. Now the fourth one. I may be a little fast, but don't worry. Because it is a recorded thing, you should be able to see it again later on. Now, the next condition is the taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. So you have seen this when you travel in an auto or a taxi. There is something called the minimum. There is something called the minimum. Right. So the minimum charges we pay. Whatever distance we travel, if it is less than the minimum charges, we pay the minimum charges and get out of the auto. But if we travel a distance larger than the minimum charges, then we add, it is every kilometer that we travel, you can see the meter running, it will start clicking. That means after the minimum distance is covered, for every kilometer that we travel, we are going to be charged. This is how the meter works in a taxi or in an auto. So how to frame equation for this condition is what we are going to understand. So it is said the taxi charges consist of a fixed charge. So we will assume let the fixed charge. The fixed charge that we pay will be rupees X. Alright, this is the fixed charge that I have. Then later on it is said for a distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is 105. So if a person is traveling 10 kilometers, then he has paid, when he got down from the auto, he has paid rupees 105. So I have another variable which I have to assume. What is that assumption that I will make? If my fixed charge is X, then let the charge per kilometer later on, that is after the fixed charge, for every kilometer I have to pay some money. That I will assume as Y. Alright. Now I suppose I am traveling by that auto. So I have exceeded the fixed charge. That means I don't get down when the fixed charge is done. After the fixed charge, the meter will start running. For every kilometer that I am traveling, it is running. So when I get down from the auto, I have paid 105 rupees. That is my first condition. My first condition states that I have paid rupees 105, which is the total money. The fixed charges is X. I can't change it. That is fixed for everyone. Whoever gets into the auto, the fixed charge is to be paid. Now I have traveled how many kilometers? I have traveled 10 kilometers. For 1 kilometer, I have to pay Y rupees. Now I have traveled 10 kilometers. So I have to pay 10 into Y. This is the fixed charge plus the distance I have traveled together is 105 showing on the meter. Did you understand how this equation is formed? The fixed charge is already there. After that, for every 1 kilometer that I am traveling, I am paying Y rupees. Now, how many kilometers did I travel? I traveled 10 kilometers. So 10 into Y is the money I have to pay. So this is the extra money and this is the fixed number. So fixed plus extra will give me the total charge that I have to pay at the end of my travel. Now the second condition says, and for a journey of 15 kilometers, the charge paid is 155. My second condition is I have paid totally 155. Okay, and my fixed charge is the same. Whoever gets that fixed charge is the same. Now the second journey has made me travel for 15 kilometers. So Y rupees for 1 kilometer, 15 rupees for 15 rupees for 1 kilometer. So Y rupees for 1 kilometer. So for 15 kilometers, it is 15 into Y. So this is my second equation. So the first equation is this, and the second equation is this. So now you have to substitute, means use the substitution method to solve these two equations. So this is all. I stop here. I know there are 3 more problems, I think. No, only 2 more problems. Try doing them on your own. If you have a doubt, you can always come back. So I think we can stop here for today. All these problems where I have framed the equations 1, 2, 3 and 4, you should be able to use the substitution method to solve to find the values of X and Y. So we will stop for here. We have almost completed 24 minutes. Never mind. So when we meet back tomorrow we have a class.
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Yeah. So we'll meet tomorrow and take up the next method, which is the elimination method. That is much easier than this, where you have to deal with both the equations simultaneously. So that's all for now. Please do. There is so much work to do. When you do this, you get a practice of the substitution method. Please do it. The graspable math, I'll see if I can show it to you once again in the next class. Okay. There is some problem with my mouse, so I'll set it right and get back to you. All right. So bye for now. Get back early tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.